Hi, everybody. How you doing today? Whew. Boop. Hi, Bear. Give me a second.
Hi.
How we doing today?
I'm awake.
Awake? I understand that. I am slowly functioning.
I might have to mute in a second because Simmy's on her way back inside and she has to eat.
Nope.
Crunch, 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 crunch.
I know. She's a happy puppy when she gets to go outside and then come in and eat.
Yes. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Miss Wendy. Oh. So what's everybody up to today? It's Sunday.
Nothing different than any other day.
Nothing different than any other day, huh?
Nope.
I understand that one too. Got up and made the bed and turned the mattress and changed my clothes. All that fun stuff today. Oh, okay, Irene. You guys have a good Sunday.
Hi, Tim.
You and Leo and Vicky and everybody.
Well, that was quick. I think that's a new record. He was here for 10 minutes. Sorry, he was here for like hours last night. Even fell asleep out there. And then about 10:30, Hector showed up and picked him up, and he left. I'm like, okay.
Hello. What's new today, baby girl Jerms? It's kind of a quiet Sunday, at least around here.
It was until my dog started eating. She's loud.
You're fine. We know all about semi-eating. Puppy dogs are noisy when they eat.
Well, it's the first time she's gone out today, so this is the first time she's gotten to eat.
Right. No, we just been pitter-rolling around the house. Got a turkey breast in the cooker. Smelling up
Well,
the
I can forget about making sausage, pepper, and onions.
Oh, disappeared, did it?
Huh?
Disappeared, did it?
Yep. Along with most of the food that he bought that was still on the counter.
Oh.
I went out there and the counter's like empty, but the hot sauce is still here. I'm like, why would you leave hot sauce here but take all the other food? I'm like, that makes no sense.
Oh, well. Time to revamp the grocery list.
I already took the onion pepper mix off. So it's like, well, that'll save me a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
He left the last 4 hot dogs, though.
Well, that was mighty nice of him.
He could have taken them, unless he ate them last night while he was out there. I didn't go out there after he left, so I don't even know if he got anything done. I asked him, I said, do we have a game plan? What's going on with your stuff? You taking it, leaving it, the stuff that's going to be thrown out? He goes, I'll know by Tuesday. Fuck. Okay. So we wait a little longer.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
You're always watching Toad on his game because he's always gaming. I don't have to listen to that shit no more.
not much really happening. It's a peaceful day. Mine's at work. Kim's over on the bed. TV's going behind me. It's peaceful. The cat's asleep. Dog's asleep.
Simi, there's no more water. It's gone. You
Dean's
can't lift the
doing-
pillow off the bowl.
Dean's doing a periscope.
Come on.
And Cass is, balled up doing his thing. 'Cause that's what, pythons do.
Oh.
There's Simmy.
Yeah.
There's a pretty baby. She's like, okay, I'm good now. I've been out. I've been a little bit of run. I go to potty. Now I've got something to eat. A little drink. Oh, there's one of them cats. Oh, hell, she says. Boop. Hi, Willow.
Morning.
How you feeling this morning?
All right.
Let's see. Getting closer to time for your injection, isn't it?
Yep. It is on. Wait for my calendar though, because I can't remember what day of the week. Thursday.
Thursday.
Coming Thursday.
Turn my speakers up a little bit. Thanks, Irene. Anybody got anything interesting that they've got coming up this week?
No.
Not really.
So you've got your injection Thursday, and then a few days after that, you'll be raring to go.
Yep. Be back at it getting stuff done. And I'm still getting stuff done, just not as active of stuff. It's more like sit and sort.
It's not as fast.
No.
I'm always tired. I don't sleep very well. And this.
You're doing a giveaway on Wednesday, huh? Oh, and then you're doing cleaning out your shed on Thursday coming up, Wendy. Cool. You're gonna put Toad to work. Listen to that purr. My Gosh, her motor is loud.
She is. I think she purrs louder than Simi eats.
Oh, by the way, Irene, I absolutely love all the different
Hi,
sunglasses
Joyce.
you've been acquiring. Hey, Joyce. Yeah, it's a 2 questions, and then all the and the questions have to do with Leo Eats videos.
Cat just went and started harassing the dog. And she's back. Go. You already made a roadmap with your claw
It
marks.
should be very fun.
Go on.
Definitely some interesting combinations of things that go across his palate.
Thank you.
Morning, Papa.
I don't know where the other one is. She's usually like right there, but
She's probably in the window getting sunned.
you know, I was sitting here the other day, and all of a sudden I see this paw come through right there,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, that's the top half of the window, which means the cat was sitting where the window latch is. I'm like, what? My cats are so weird, because that space is only like, it's like this wide. And Marty was sitting, because her whole arm came up through that little opening right there. And just I'm like, what in the hell?
Cats.
I have the weirdest animals.
I'm telling you, they are quite talented.
They're very strange.
And flexible.
Yeah. Hey, Caroline.
Hi,
Morning,
Caroline.
Papa. Or afternoon. I'm so used to going on in mornings online and saying good morning to everybody.
No, you're fine. Links are always welcome. It is morning for Carol Ann. And it's still morning for me. It's not quite noon yet. Well, I do appreciate that, Irene, but yes, links are always welcome. But no, I'm just happy to be awake and functioning, and I'm kind of at a loss for words and not much to say. Probably because it's just today's the 1st of August, and it puts me at 18 days until Tim's surgery, and I'm a little apprehensive.
Yeah, surgery's scary. Well, I lost a subscriber, but I still have 201. So I'm still over my 200 mark. Yay! So I'm happy. Moving on up.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Mine bounces 118, 119, 120, 118, 119, 120. Who knows?
You can show that picture for those that haven't seen it, if anybody in here hasn't seen it.
But yeah, it's they're going to go in and attempt to get those tumors out. if they can make them, because the images that we've got are the initial images. We don't know if they've grown or if they've entangled or entwined, you know, or anything like that. So it's going to be an all-day thing,
Yeah.
and it starts at like, we got to be there at 5 a.m.
Yikes. Sorry, I was counting. Counting
Oh, yeah.
stitches.
You are fine.
Well, I have to count out how wide the motif is, how wide I need to go on the outsides of it to do the wraparound,
Mhm.
so that I can do basically the lip for the lid on that amulet box.
Oh, yeah. And, considering I am so not a morning person.
She's not. That's why she never makes it to my shows in the morning.
No, Saturday mornings, I very rarely make those Saturday mornings.
It's very rare. Virginia was like, "Where's Tina? Where's Willow?" And I'm like, "Oh," because Amy was, well, her face was on screen. She was up there for a little while with me, but then she kind of muted and disappeared on me. But I'm like, sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
Even if I have an alarm, you're lucky if I hear it. So, no. Oh, thanks, Wendy. Love you too, honey. But yeah, like I said, it's just, getting closer and closer. And then, of course, school starts. So Damon will be at school that day. But the daughters, from what I understand, our daughters will be there. I posted a video yesterday, the Wheel of Pain. Oh.
Yeah, it's my show is 6:30 in the morning in California, so
Right.
I don't expect California people to be there on Saturday mornings.
Not until closer to the end of the show.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out, Irene. Wheel of Pain. I haven't. Yesterday, I was not on the YouTube.
Except to send me a picture of a bunch of bears eating apples.
But even then, I wasn't on YouTube. I was on the Book of Faces.
Yeah, well, I meant online. And yes, Wendy's always late.
I don't know how Wendy could be late. It's early in the day for her.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, then again, she's probably busy doing stuff around the house, like Toad.
But she shows up at your shows on time. Mm-hmm. I know how it is.
It's dinner time.
It's all right. I know how it is, Wendy. Let's see. That's all right. Rhonda had posted in my chat yesterday morning, "Hurry up, I'm bored." It was like 9:12. I'm like, what?
Oh, we have turkey breast cooking in the Nesco cooker right now, Carol Ann. And we've got noodles to go with it and probably some kind of veggie.
I love you too, Wendy.
Yeah, but Irene, you're not, you wouldn't be 6:30 in the morning because you're over on the East Coast, so you're 8:30 in the morning or whatever too.
Yeah.
But Wendy, you're always hungry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Butter.
Is it 9:30? See, her 9:30 is 8:30 for me,
Yeah.
and I'm still so asleep at that time.
I actually didn't get to sleep until 6 a.m. yesterday morning and had my alarm set for 9 and almost hit dismiss. Because I was like, I don't want to get up. And then I was like, shit, I have to go live. I'm like, I need to get up.
Ooh, that sounds good, Carol Ann. But I don't have any bacon. Of course, we were talking about BLTs the other day.
I miss BLTs. It's okay. Yeah, I miss BLTs. My dad and I used to love eating BLTs. My mom, not so much because she's not a huge bacon fan. I still say my mom's from another planet. But me and my dad used to sit there and eat BLTs all the time, especially during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Fresh garden tomatoes. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness.
we had garden tomatoes and garden lettuce.
Yum.
Yeah. I think my mom didn't like BLTs because she's the one who cooked the bacon.
I was teasing too. I'm like, we'd have to have like 15-pound of fucking bacon.
Yeah, shocking. Wendy is hungry. They are. BLTs are yummy. I can't eat them now.
Oh, was you making the egg rolls that day?
I heard my front door open, but I didn't see the van go up the street. It's weird.
Oh. Yum, yum, yum. I was in Irene's chat one day, and somebody in her chat was busy making lunch, and for lunch they made ribs, and I'm going, oh. I want ribs.
There you go, Papa.
Those are good, Irene. I've made those. But it's been a long time. I made them when I worked in the kitchen at a college. Those were good.
Tim, grape or strawberry?
Around here it's grape jam.
I don't know how to spell jealous. It's jelly. Sorry.
I knew what you meant. I just thought it was funny.
And it would be great, and it would be jam at that point.
Yeah, I don't really like jelly. Jelly doesn't spread; it clumps.
I know. But, see,
But yeah, I like your idea of Mexican food. That sounds yummy.
God, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We need to actually go out to eat one of these days.
Yeah. I thought about breakfast this morning, but it didn't happen. It was just a thought that went through.
I don't make things anymore. Hi, Lisa. How are you today, dear?
Hey, Lisa.
Oh yeah, food is one of my favorite topics. Food and movies. Oh no, honey, you aren't talking too much. Not at all.
Kevin Nicholson.
It's my speaker. I don't know why. I tried some different settings and stuff, and I can't get it to stop echoing.
Which I know I'm sure down.
Big Mac bowl. Never heard of it.
Yeah, it. I've seen those. Those have been around for a long time. Like Carol Ann said, yeah, TikTok only just caught on.
I've never heard of it.
And Leo Eats. Her name is Irene.
Hmm.
For those that are putting Leo. Leo is her brother, and she gets him to eat various things and makes the videos of him eating said things. Some things are not so pretty and so nice. No problem.
That sounds gross. So does that. Hey, Virginia.
Hi, Virginia.
I'll get on there and stay there.
Carolyn, the kind that goes in his mouth.
I'd like to say my favorite food is the kind that I don't have to cook. But yeah.
That's why I cook.
See? What Cody said. That's right.
Right? Try to keep that AC bill down.
I can do the Big Mac roll. That sounds good.
No,
Of course, I like Big Macs, so
I don't. I don't like the Thousand Island dressing on my hamburger. Thank you.
I know.
See, oh yeah.
Chinese food is my favorite.
I say Chinese and Mexican and Italian. Of course, it'll be on floor as far as ethnic type foods, but hook me up with some good old Southern soul food. I am a happy camper. Love it. But there are some things I will not eat. I don't like chitlins.
She doesn't like asparagus either.
No.
Or tuna.
No. Oh no. Somebody can fix me lobster. I'd be a happy woman.
I love lobster.
Me too.
I like mean lobster. I will be specific. I don't like the other kinds of lobster. I like mean lobster.
I don't know the difference. I just like lobster.
Mean lobster is sweet.
Ooh,
Well, I've probably never had it because mine's always been savory.
Mm-hmm. Oh. No, you don't like the fungus, Wendy? Oh, you are related to my children. I swear to Bob. My children don't eat mushrooms.
I'll take her mushroom and her pineapple and put it on a pizza and be happy, happy, happy.
I'm from Massachusetts, Irene, so yeah, I hear you. Down here in South Carolina, you're paying $25 a pound for lobster. It's insane, if not more by now. When we first moved here 21 years ago, it was when Walmart still had the lobster tanks in their stores, and I got all excited because I saw it from the side or whatever. I was like, "Is that a lobster tank?" I was like, "Oh, lobster!" And beeline to it until I saw the sign, and it said $22 a pound, and I went, fuck no." I'm like, unless these things are gonna mow the lawn and do my dishes, no. So. Yeah.
And give me some crab legs. I'll sit and crack them puppies all day long. And
This is the crime story of the decade. Everyone's tuning in.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't pay it. I was like, nope. It's way too much. John did take me to Red Lobster for lobster once, but I've told the story of the Red Lobster incident a couple of times. They gave me one Maine lobster tail and one rock lobster tail, and rock lobster is not lobster. I don't know what the fuck that is, but no. And it was about as hard as a rock, and I'm like, no. So I made them give me another Maine lobster tail, and they argued with me, and they lost. So I got another lobster tail. Don't fuck with a New England girl and her lobster. It's just not going to work out well for you.
And I'll take my shrimp and the scallops.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
What the hell is what called? You like calamari?
Yes, thank you.
He likes.
I've never had calamari. I'm willing to try it, but I want a place that makes it right because I can't chew up rubber bands. So, and I know if you overcook it, they turn into little elastics. So.
Yeah, he
What's
likes
calamari?
Squid.
Squid.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
I don't like it. I've tried it 2 or 3 times now.
If it's done right, it's really good.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've heard, and I have no problem trying something. But if I try it and it's not made correctly, then I probably won't try it again because I'll be afraid to get the same crap. So.
I mean, that's
Shark's really good too.
That's up
What?
there.
Shark?
No, I have an agreement with Shark. I don't eat them, and they don't eat me. We're good.
Yeah, I don't want to eat them. I just want to feed them.
I've had all kinds of different things, but no, pass on that too.
That and I want their ancestors' teeth.
Yeah, swordfishes.
Yeah, Papa. That's why, and I'm in South Carolina. So, I mean, and I'm not near the coast. So there's probably a 95% possibility that whatever calamari I get is going to be made incorrectly.
That would be really, really gross, wouldn't it?
But,
Rattlesnake's good too.
No, we don't eat the snake. Although I've heard, back in the day, they ate everything.
yeah, they really did. I mean, when you live off the land, you eat everything. So.
Wow, that's expensive. Do you split the cost with anybody, Carol Ann?
No, you can't hate Toad. You can't eat him either.
And trying to think of what all it was they had. It was almost unimaginable how most animals go. I know shark, rattlesnake.
Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on reading in the chat.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
She's dreaming.
Mm.
And did she go boof?
Yeah, food coma dreams. Wendy, please rephrase that. Yeah, Caroline, if I went by your theory of no frozen food, no processed food, and all that, I would starve to death because I can't afford everything all natural, grass-fed, freaking organic, whatever. I can't afford it. I'd have food for like a day and my budget would be blown. I love fried clams.
When you go clam digging, except you want to. I never done that. I eat the breaded and fried clam strips, but you got to be careful on cooking them too, or they'll turn into rubber band as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Clam digging's fun because you go out and you watch for the water to squirt up out of the ground, and when the water squirt up out of the ground, that's where the clams are, and you dig them up real quick.
Yep. I watched bears dig up clams. That was interesting.
Yeah.
I watched big old grizzly bears digging up clams and crunching them open with their teeth.
Mhm.
It was pretty cool.
Lived out in Washington State. My cousin took us out doing it.
I definitely wouldn't fight over a bunch of bears digging up clams, though. Nope, you can have the clams. Enjoy.
right?
Yeah,
And
Caroline. I mean,
it was
if I could eat that way, I would. I really would. I would rather eat healthier than what I have to eat, but I make the best optimal choices that I can out of what I have to choose from. And that's all I can do.
them were some funny looking little critters.
They ain't little. You talking about the gooey duck?
Yeah.
They are not little.
They're
What?
funny
The what?
critters.
The gooey duck clam thing.
Oh.
They are not little.
Is that those things that look like big, long, jaundiced penises?
Yeah.
Maggie.
Okay. Yeah, not
Hey,
feeling.
Maggie.
Hello, Maggie. How are
I just
you?
realized I didn't say hello to the chat. Hey, Maggie, Leo, Carol Ann, Lisa, Wendy, and Jay.
Papa. I will not eat raw oysters, though.
Ew, no.
I
Oh,
want to know what motherfucker saw this nasty snot in a shell and said, that looks tasty. Let's eat it. Ew.
I don't
And if
want to.
anybody wants to know, Adam Hartman just went live to do his giveaway. So if
What?
anybody has their name in that,
I do not.
I do. Actually, I have it in there twice. But you don't have to be present to win, so come on, off.
No. Oysters, I don't want them raw. I don't want them cooked in anything. No.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
My family always liked them in dressing. They liked oyster dressing. I'm like, bleh.
Mm-mm.
No, no oysters here.
So I always have to ask, when we have
Yeah,
meals for the holidays, okay, which one's the regular dressing? Which one is the oyster dressing? Because I don't want the oyster dressing.
I don't even want to be in the same neighborhood as somebody cooking liver. I can't stand the smell of it. It's gross.
Yep. Liver and onions. No, thank you.
I had to eat that a lot when I still cycle because I was constantly anemic. I kind of
See,
no.
I'm anemic now, and I still won't go nowhere near it. My doctor has a hissy fit. She's like,
Congrats, Caroline.
Oh, cool, Caroline. Yeah, I seen that. So you get a chance at the Opal race.
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, Susanna had won in Victoria's morning show. She had won spot on Adam's friendship wheel, and she gave it to me. And then the last day that Victoria was giving them away, I actually won it myself. So I have 2 entries in it. So that's cool. Yeah, I thought his giveaway wasn't until tonight too, on Billy Flipper's channel.
I'll say he went live for something.
Yeah, he just went live. I think it said giveaway time or something. I can go look.
I know he's got at least 30 things to give away. He's had like 30 donations for prizes. Yeah, I can't either, at least not for the Opal race. I wish I could, because that Opal is gorgeous, but
I think maybe what it was is he was just doing an update.
It could be. Yeah, because it was only 12 minutes long.
yeah.
So I apparently got notification after it aired.
Yep.
Because it
that's what
says
I got,
streamed
was
2 minutes
after.
ago. Yeah, that's stupid.
Yep, because I went. I'm just checking it myself right now. I'm going. Wait a minute. It said it streamed 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's what mine says. And I said something less than a minute after I got notification so that folks could go over if they wanted. And yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get notification that it even went live. So
The notifications have been so wild lately. I've gotten notification 3 hours into a live.
I don't know. It's nuts.
Wendy doesn't like rice. She doesn't like how it feels in her mouth.
No gate. I love rice.
I love rice.
Now,
I like rice. I prefer pasta.
I didn't like rice when I was younger. Reminded me too much of maggots.
Okay. Yeah, Papa said he was just letting folks know about it. The giveaway is later.
Oh, okay.
And yes, Lisa, YouTube is definitely whacked up.
I don't like mussels. I don't know if sea cucumber is a mussel. I don't eat it as like seafood. I take it in powder form for an anti-inflammatory. But that's as close as a mussel you're going to get for me consuming in any way, shape, or form.
Mussels are mussels. They're in little shells.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure.
They look kind of like an oval clam.
I don't know. Maybe they're classified as like, I don't know, an eel, a worm, random invertebrate. Hell if I know.
Mm.
And say, if you got the link, Papa, go ahead and drop it. That way we might remember. Somebody can set a reminder for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have any drawings in it, so. I had banked my drawings prior to that occurring in Sandy's Opal race, so.
Well, I know some of the prizes are like reseller lots, so if I win one of those, it's getting redonated back so that they can give it away again. Because I have no use for a reseller lot. If I get an Amazon, If I get an Amazon gift card, though, that sucker's mine. Because I need
Well,
that
unless
shit.
you like to reseller a lot of fancy glass beads, then yeah, you'd snag that though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't think there will be one.
Just saying.
When do you think you're fussy with food?
You never know. I know Siesta Star was on Susanna's auction last night, and I won 2 little craft lots, and then I missed one, and Amber won it, and then Amber offered it to me to go ahead and buy it. She bought it because it was a deal, but it wasn't really something she could use. So I claimed that. So I got 3 craft lots on from Star last night.
Cool.
One is beads and findings and other doodads. I seen there were some cabs and some cameos. The other was appliques that you sew on, the little tiny appliques that you sew on stuff, which I use a lot of in my dolls. And the other was ribbon rose bundles that I also use a lot for bouquets, miniature stuff, props for my dolls, and I also sew them on outfits.
Yeah. Yeah, Lisa, a lot of stuff is making the rounds for different auctions and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing about online auctions. When it's a community, people buy from one reseller and then try to sell it on their channel for more than what it was the first time. And yeah, eventually there ain't going to be meat left on the bone. So I'm
There
not
you
sure
go,
how that plays
Irene. Sorry, Willow.
Yeah, see, Willow and I are both beaters, but Willow also does cross stitch, and she sews, and I do beading, metal smithing, metal stamping, and polymer clay.
Yeah, I do beading and general jewelry making, construction. I don't do like what Cody does with stamping and soldering. I do, just findings and create, I also do mixed media art. I do woodworking, needlework, which is like cross stitch, needlepoint embroidery. I do not crochet or any of that. Knit, crochet, I can't do that. Polymer clay, I work with polymer clay.
You work with polymer clay too? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I had to throw away all my polymer clay because it was stuck in a storage unit that was not temperature controlled for 5 years.
Mine has been maintained under temperature control since the day I bought it, and I've got all kinds of equipment, molds, and all kinds of.
I had pretty colored bricks.
Tonka fringe boots?
I had pretty colored bricks by the time I got that stuff out of the storage unit. So I had like $300 for the polymer clay I had to throw away. I was not happy.
I can imagine. Yes, I bought a pair of fringed Minnetonka boots and something else that came with it. I can't remember what it was now. I'd have to look at my notes. But oh, Leo, we need to talk.
Irene, I'm broke, or I'd say that too.
They've already eaten, kiddo.
Well, now I'm Jelly Willow.
I'm currently still trying to get my craft room set up. Although I've modified my plan of action, so.
Oh yeah,
to...
yeah, knee length lined slippers with a. I'm assuming it's a leather sole.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're the quality and not the type that has, that cheap fake stuff. Or maybe they had gripper footies. I can't remember. There was leather on them somewhere.
You know what I found out is that I have an empty drawer tower. I just can't reach it.
Oh, you already got one that's unloaded?
Yeah, it's right there. See the right there?
Oh yeah, I see the light coming through
Yeah.
in the top drawer.
I noticed it the other day when I was coming back in my room because you can't really see it from this angle, but coming in from my door, you could see it. And apparently the cats hit it, and all the drawers are like hanging out of it. And I was so I knew it was empty, and I was like, "Ooh, I have an empty one," and I'm like, "Shit, I can't reach that." I'm like, fuck. So I
Why
still
would
have to empty. I have to empty a couple, and
Why wouldn't you sell, Leo? That's where the majority of my craft supplies come from, is box lots at auctions and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I mean, the majority of what I have has come from physical auctions over the years here locally, but you know, I've gotten awesome supplies and kits, and you know, I can always use more DMC floss. I go through that shit like mad. Any of the over-dyed floss, I don't care what brand that is, I use a lot of that. Yeah,
my very first purchase at any auction ever was at Thrift Traders, and it was when he had that what he called the hoarder unit, and she had all kinds of craft supplies in it, and I paid
Still not
$60.
through all that?
Huh?
You know he's still not through all that?
I know. I won it for $60, and it was all kinds of Mill Hills beads. I mean, it's like a box of Mill Hill beads, and he threw in some little containers around, screw together containers, which is what I use. And
oh, that's
all of
awesome.
the
Mill Hills are expensive. They're Miyuki
yeah.
beads.
No, they're Swarovski. They're the Swarovski beads that Mill Hill puts out, and they're old. They're vintage.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And that's why I paid $60 for, you know, there's probably, I think there were about 30 or 40 packages of them. And of course, those, they only have at the most like 4 or 5 beads in each little package. Some of them only have one, but they're vintage beads and they're Austrian crystal. And back in the day, they didn't label things Swarovski, and they do now, but they've always had the contract with Swarovski. So, hello.
Yeah.
I said, gimme.
Oh, so you got crystals. I was talking seed beads. The seed
Yep.
beads are Miyuki.
Yep.
But yeah, the crystals, yeah, those are Swarovski before Swarovski knew what Swarovski was.
Yep. So, I do too, Irene. I make beaded ornament covers. Matter of fact, I think I have a picture of one of them on my Facebook somewhere.
Hey sis, where's my back brush?
Yeah, I've got 2 huge totes in my living room underneath the table that are full of yarn.
Tina, can you share that?
Yep, give me just a second.
No, it's on a blue Christmas ornament, but the beads are a dark brown, clear, and blue, obviously. So that's one of the ornament covers that I made. I have fun making those.
Yeah, those are fun. That's pretty.
Thank you.
Oh,
I
thank you.
like it because it's blue.
Thank you. I think that was the third one that I did, and I had gotten it down to, I think that one altogether took me about 5 hours. And I only had to go back and undo it twice. Sometimes those patterns get you.
See, that's me, Wendy. I can crochet, but I cannot knit. that it's for everybody's safety that I don't knit.
Yeah.
No needles. It's best that I just stay with the hooks because they can do damage too, but we keep it where just with the hooks, no needles.
Thank you, Irene. I love doing stuff like that. That's actually, sadly, was supposed to go to a friend of mine like 10 years ago. I still have it. Life got away from me, and I didn't have the money to ship it. And then it ended up stuck in the storage unit for 5 years. And
That's right. We're hookers.
now it's buried somewhere in all of this stuff. I did make her an extra thing too, though. I did some panels with roses on them. Her AOL screen name was Blue Moon Magic, so I did blue roses and a necklace, and it's a necklace and earring set, and so I have those too. But so once I get all my shipping and everything, everything's set up in my craft room, I'll actually be able to ship it to her finally. Because she paid for the beads, and I felt so bad because she ordered the beads from Fire Mountain Gem and had them sent directly to me. That way she could pick out the color she wanted. And I was like, "Do you want me to send the rest of the beads to you?" And she's like, "The hell am I going to do with beads?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So, no, Irene, actually, I just made that pattern up. I was gonna buy the books that have the patterns in them to do them, and the book was like $10, and I couldn't afford $10 for a book that had like 8 pages in it. So I just kind of scoped it over while I was in the store and came up with my own pattern.
Yeah, I lucked out on one of the books at the library book sale, and then from there, I used that for reference, and then went off and did my own thing.
That's usually what happens is people will see a pattern, they'll look at things and kind of make mental notes or jot some things down if they happen to have a pen and paper or,
Yep.
I always have a pen and paper in my bag.
Me too.
I do have a book that you can use seed beads, and you make little trinket boxes with seed beads. And I started to do one of those, and then another project caught my eye, and I never did finish it, but I did finish.
So you have all kinds of whips as well, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody has whips.
And I have one that does like sculptured Christmas ornaments, and I made one of those, but I used the because I love silver, right? So I used the silver seed beads I had, but they were only coated, and the coating all started coming off it, so it looked crappy. So
The unstabilized galvanized from back in the day.
Yep.
Yep, they sucked. They still suck.
Yep.
And if you ever used them in a project, you ended up having to redo the project because they sucked.
But and beading magazines, I have probably about 500 beading magazines. I actually lost one of the boxes because my son refused to move it in off my porch when we moved into the other house. And his dog kind of tore it open, and then it got rained on, and I lost probably about 60 beading magazines. He's like, "Why do you need the whole magazine?" I said, "Because it's full of projects that I might want to do." And he goes, "Well, that's fucked up." I'm like, "Well, to you, but to me it's not." And he's like, "Well, you're not the one carrying them around." I'm like, "Well, obviously neither are you, since you left 3 of my boxes of bead magazines on the porch."
Mm.
So
that is one thing I don't have. I do not have crochet books or anything of that nature. I never, cause number one, I can't read patterns.
Really?
Nope. I was taught, visual and verbal.
Construct as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was taught by both my mom and my grandmother and my great grandmother, hands-on, so visually and verbally.
Yeah, so many magazines have went digital, and Beadwork magazine from Interweave Press is full digital as of this month.
Mm.
That sucks. because I like paper. If I'm going to be doing a pattern, I want a paper that I can carry with me. I can't always have,
Yeah.
my laptop with me.
Hey, Kevin.
And I'm sure you can print them, but my printer's on the fritz right now because we had an electrical storm and it won't start up. And I kind of have a feeling that the panel on it got fried.
I think so, Kevin. I saw something on my subscription list. Was it yesterday? It was on TJ's channel, right? The
I was at the
auctioneer,
fellow
entrepreneur.
oxygen.
It was on Jarhead Entrepreneur's channel, I think.
I'm looking.
I thought that was the first, which is today.
This was meant to end the bloodshed. But the house was about to up the ante.
I'm looking. Sorry. Awkward silence.
Yep,
No
looking.
worries. Now, Alive and Well in the chat says that it's the first. And hello. Hey, Kevin.
Maybe it was just a preview.
I was thinking that it was today, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm trying to get approved through my insurance for a portable oxygen.
It was yesterday.
Doohickey now.
Fundraiser to help Bob get his portable O2 concentrator.
Yeah.
That was yesterday. It says streamed 1 day ago.
Basically an Inogen unit. Check in there, Kevin, though. They may have had a PayPal thing or something like that where you could still contribute.
There might have been
Oftentimes
things
with
that
that
didn't
kind of
sell
stuff.
too. Yeah, hold
Oftentimes
on.
with that kind of stuff, that there's funds that still trickle in to a PayPal account or a GoFundMe account for days after.
Kevin, that's the link to the auction, just in case. I mean, there might be things that didn't sell or whatever, just in case you want to scan through it. Anyway, I saw something on it yesterday.
And he says, fuck, fuck, fuck.
It lasted 7.5 hours, so there's probably things that did not sell.
So who finally untied you, Kevin? He said he's been tied up the past 2 days, so I was just asking. I love doing wood burning too, Leo. I love it.
I've never tried pyrography. John was going to do it, but I figured I have so much going on with the metalworking that.
I got a wood burning kit when I was a kid. I loved it. I enjoyed it a lot.
I finally got me a master kit here a couple of years ago. I saved up forever for it. I finally got me instead of just the classic, basic craft shop one, I got
Hi, Tim.
one.
One of the things I wanted to try doing was lamp working. I wanted to work with, making my own glass beads, but in order to anneal the glass correctly, you need a kiln. And I can't afford a kiln, nor could I afford the electricity to run the kiln. So that's not happening.
News. Yeah.
So, because I wouldn't want to put all that work into making glass beads if I was able to make them that they look good and then having them break because they have imperfections and they weren't annealed correctly, So, you're welcome, Kevin.
Yeah, actually, I've been working on. I have to do it during the cool months, or I have to be outside to do it, because the smoke bothers my COPD.
Tina, am I stomping that?
Yes, please.
I've got a coffee table that I have been burning an image into before I do a finish on it.
Mm. The hell? Where are we getting these today? Where are we getting these today?
Well, that one got reported. Have a nice day. Nothing better to do.
They're trolls, alive and well. They're trolls.
So is Alive and Well. They just haven't said anything totally offensive yet.
And it's the kid who comes over and shakes him and said, "We gotta make a plan." Ain't dead yet.
Pottery repair. Okay, that's what I was wondering.
We do. You still got scans, man.
I didn't have a chance to look it up. Sorry.
Well, then you have very bad timing because you came in with the trolls.
Well, before that.
Yeah, just before. And he was trying to help
Oh,
answer the
Wendy.
question about what Jarhead's thing was. So
Wendy.
Dave, Wendy.
Yes, we know.
And gold highlights the repair. Interesting. Hi, Kristen.
Hey, Kristen.
hey, Kristen.
You are so not an angel, Wendy.
Wendy, Wendy, Wendy. Oh, goodness.
Well, you know, you made your brother eat bugs, so of course he thinks you're the devil.
That's funny.
Ew.
Yeah, Lisa, talk to her in private for 5 minutes. You'll know she's not a cute little pixie. Yeah, Wendy, stop fibbing for other people.
Right?
We all know that shit's not true.
I'm going to tell you right now. Tim, no angel.
Tina would be so bored if Tim was an angel, okay?
Right?
As the saying goes, it was an equal every time. He was determined to make a name for himself by catching the
And
rest.
just from what we see of our darling Scarlett in chat,
Not even close.
angel.
Not even close.
Y'all, I'm surprised y'all ain't part Pinocchio, and your noses aren't like, reaching across the pond.
Right? Who needs a closet? We could just hang all the clothes on their noses.
Seriously.
Yeah, like flypaper, Wendy.
Yeah.
That would make eating difficult.
Oh, Lisa, you're killing me.
You betcha. You betcha. Yeah, saying those three are angels is like saying I'm a saint, okay? And let me tell you, Mother Teresa, I am not. Mm-mm. This is all a figment of your imagination. I'm actually 102-pound blonde. if they are angels.
You know, like I always say, I'm a size 5 with, you know, itty bitty
I am
titties.
102 pounds. One half of me is.
I love you too, Wendy.
Uh-huh. And now
The other
that's
side's 103 because that boob's bigger.
Wendy.
got Tim calling you Saint Cody, and the other one's giving you some banana poop. Ain't
Yep.
that something?
But
Yeah,
they're angels, right?
right. And yeah, Irene, I am no angel. No.
See, if they were angels, they wouldn't be doing that. Just saying. They have already proven themselves to be liars. See? Fibber, fibber, fibber. Why would you think this was pottery arts and crafts? This is an everything chat. We talk about everything.
Mm-hmm. We do talk about everything, all kinds of stuff.
Wendy.
Why doesn't Bill leave? That's such an important question. He doesn't leave because he's a
I was talking about a glass kiln.
Mm-hmm.
Regular kiln, not a pottery kiln. Because we were talking about crafts at the time.
He jumped up.
You're very observant.
We get that way sometimes.
This is his place. This is his home. These are his people. These are his friends. This is what makes it almost the perfect Western hero. He's going to play it out all the way into the
Now Irene's throwing watermelon at us. I love watermelon.
I had always been able
She's like, chill out, eat your watermelon.
Hi, Danica.
business.
Hey, Danica.
How you doing, honey?
He's an all-around tough guy. Really good with the gun.
Watermelon with mustard? Irene, what is wrong with you? Please tell me you didn't make your brother eat that.
I have seen more videos about that. Seriously,
That's gross.
a lot of people doing the watermelon with mustard.
That's gross.
Ugh.
I know
Hey,
people
Danica.
put salt on their watermelon. I don't really know why, but
My dad used to do that.
If it's not a good I want to say good enough, but if it's not a sweet enough melon, I will put salt on it to make it.
I put salt on it regardless. It's just meat. Same way with cantaloupe and whatever. Yeah.
No, you ain't putting no ranch dressing on my strawberries. Just give me my sugar.
Dad only did that to watermelon and tomatoes.
I put salt on tomatoes.
I put salt on my tomatoes.
Salt and pepper on my tomatoes.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
I don't like pepper.
I just pop them in my mouth and eat them.
You know that too.
Yeah.
In a place called Stinking Springs.
Of course, we usually buy the little pear tomatoes because they keep longer.
Grape tomatoes.
Yeah, well, they've got grape, they've got pear. We've bought both. Hush. And somebody snorted.
Irene is turning me off of food right now. Good thing I wasn't hungry.
Yeah, there's crazy combinations that are out there. I'm telling you. Lorenzo, I can't remember his last name. He's another person that does a lot of weird food things.
I used to do that too, Danica, although my dad wouldn't keep salt out there, but I used to do that too, just grab them off the vine and eat them.
Oh, that sounds gross. Of course, then again, I don't like sriracha.
My son left that behind too. I don't know why. His condiments are all still in the fridge, but he took all the rest of the food that he had bought with him.
Yuck, Wendy?
It's Roger, but I don't.
Starting to question the people that I hang out with.
No, why are you ruining the jelly babies and ruining the gravy?
His last words were, "I wish," and he fell.
Geez, Wendy. I feel sorry for Toad having to walk around sticky all the time.
See, I don't like horseradish.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't like that either.
Okay, as long as my PB&J is separate from my Lipton chicken noodle, I'm okay.
I'm just gonna sit here horrified.
Okay,
Yeah, see.
They realize there's no way they're getting out, and eventually have to surrender.
I don't like Doritos or curry, so no.
My Doritos go along with cottage cheese.
you make
I
us
don't like Doritos.
with the noodles. Okay.
Of course, I eat my fish sticks with cottage cheese too, so I ate a lot of things with cottage cheese.
Are you feeling better, Miss Danica?
I was found guilty of killing Sheriff Brady. Such insane.
Since Miss Danica had the COVID.
That sucks.
I was left in the hands of Bob Ollinger, Garrett's most detestable deputy.
I agree, Papa.
Um,
I'm actually starting to feel a bit nauseous over here. Like, oh.
oh man, I had a thing when I was younger that I wouldn't eat it now, but it was, I ate them a lot when I was younger. It was bologna and peanut butter, mayonnaise, pickles, and cheese.
Close. Oh, I found out that Miha will not kill Marty.
Oh?
Yeah. Well, when I wandered out of my room yesterday and when I came back in, Onyx was sitting on the dog food container. Marty is usually up there, and I come in this door right here. And she wasn't there, and I'm like, okay. So I figured she was in the window. I got 2 pulls away from the door, and I heard this commotion outside the door with the dog nails and everything. I'm like, oh no. So I turned the wheelchair around, and I went back to the door, and I opened it, and Marty is against the door frame, like, help me. And both dogs had their noses on the cat, and she's like against the wall, like she's getting pressed. And I was like, hi, stupid, get back in here.
Well, at least she wasn't being et. She was just being snuffed up.
Yeah. There was a serious investigation going on there, but there was no, they didn't even drool on her. So I was like, well, I guess the cats will survive if they get out in the rest of the house. Yeah, I mean, she knows the dogs are out there. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, she got through the entryway because she went under the wheelchair or like whipped around it when I was coming in and got through the entryway and the dogs met her at the entryway doorway going into the living room and she come right back trying to climb the door. Right. Yeah. But she didn't even make a squeak. She was just clinging to the door frame. Yeah. So. And then, of course, she played it all cool and just very slowly walked through the door with Rogue up her butt. Rogue is like trying to follow her in the room. I'm like, oh, you're not coming in here. And the cat was just like, Ugh, animals.
You've been taking mental health meds, and your mind is finally.
But yes, Miss Danica, they are. They're going to go through the nose.
Some meds your mental health can cause abnormal
Yeah, I don't know where my little rub rat is. She's running around here somewhere.
Is a prescription medicine used to treat
Sure,
adults with taking drugs in the face and body. People taking Ingrezza can stay on the current dose of most mental health meds. Don't take Ingrezza if you're allergic to any
Oh, it's here somewhere.
cause serious side effects, including sleepiness. Don't drive, operate heavy machinery, or do other dangerous activities until you know how Ingrezza affects you. Other serious side effects include potential heart-rate problems.
Check with Dr. Spore on ask for W00T except one pill, one tube. Drive for TV. Learn how you can put as little as $0 in Ingrezza.com.
Ew. Although I can't really say much. I like honey on my scrambled eggs.
Yours truly, Kid.
Which word was that? Hot?
Here let me change the courthouse floor.
There's no fucking bad language in this chat.
The chains are no match
I'll
for
say-
Kid.
What bad word?
Or Amazon. Amazon could have been a bad word.
The kid out there running the court.
I'll be back after a bit, girls.
And you know
Okay.
Okay.
anybody have a hammer?
I do not do hot sauce in any way.
Sir? The kid got someone to break his
French fries and honey. Interesting.
As he rode out of town, called back, left word that he was soon on his body. Sure enough, the next day, Kurt's horse
Dun, dun, dun.
That last escape may be a legend. The story spread all the way to New York and Chicago. Soon the whole country was reading tales of high exploits.
See, it's proof that Tim's head is not empty.
A certain sheriff who wasn't so fond called publicity.
Where'd it go?
I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
No, I don't dip my French fries in any kind of ice cream.
Ew, that's just gross.
Rogue is whining. Bye, Caroline. Have a good day.
Yeah, I know. It's all black. I don't know what the hell I did. I got
Well, undo it and do it again.
Yeah. Try it again.
You coming down to Mexico, they won't chase me there. I remember that he really was a kid. And when you're a kid,
No, the one show I like is Hot Ones. It's on First We Feast,
There we go.
and where they eat the hot wings with the varying hot sauces while they do an interview. And it's fun to learn about celebrities and how well they handle the hot sauce and everything. Gordon Ramsay was hysterical. And Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, the real Fluffy, he was funny as hell too.
All right, but this is the original MRI. He hasn't had any more done, so we don't know if the two tumors have grown or if they've intertwined and amassed around the optic nerves.
That's the
etc.
inside of Tim's head.
But this is the MRI for Tim. This one here is the largest of the two tumors that are by the pituitary gland. And then this right here is the second one.
And that black spot in the middle, that's his spinal cord, right?
Yeah, this is the center of the spinal column.
No, even I can see
Towards
that smaller tumor is overlapping that black area.
Yeah, it's coming in over here into the
And they're trying to
cord.
say that his shaking isn't caused from the tumors?
Yeah,
That, I mean, right there makes sense that if it's touching the nerve bundle that goes down his back, that obviously it's
Yeah.
causing a problem, you know? I mean, in my mind it does anyway, but I don't know. I just hope they can get them out and some of these problems get cleared up for him.
because I mean he goes in the 19th of this month for this surgery, and it will be a year, September, that we've been fighting with doctors to figure out what the hell is going on. Because, I mean, this obviously was something that was there prior, but something caused the blood pressure to spike and carry on and triggered an effect.
Yeah.
Back on the 12th of 10th or 12th of September, whatever it was, 10th of September last year, for his blood pressure to go and spike and, be up in the range of, what it was. So, go figure. Because, I mean, technically his blood pressure was in stroke range. So, he has constant headache, and it's more or less central, left, and wraps, and it's constant, and it's a debilitating headache, and he shakes all the time. His vision is horrible in his left eye. His whole body shakes, and believe me, Danica, we went to 2 different neurologists, the one neurosurgeon, the endocrinologist, the eye doctor, ophthalmologist twice, because the endocrinologist tried to, not the endocrinologist, the neurosurgeon was like, it's cataracts, so that's why they went back to the eye doctor a second time. Eye doctor's like, it's not cataracts. That's not why you're having problems with your eyesight or the headaches. So that's when they finally sent him and got him in with the ear, nose, and throat doctor, Dr. Crosby. And when he got it done with Dr. Crosby, he went back to the neurosurgeon, and the neurosurgeon and Dr. Crosby spoke, and now they're finally all on the same page, and they're finally doing something about it. So,
because none of the specialists know what the fuck they're doing. That's why.
You're right.
They couldn't figure it out.
And it was really freaking aggravating.
Yeah.
I mean, our regular doctor is the one that initially found them. She thought at first it was aneurysms. And at first they only thought it was one. But then when they did because first she did just a CT, Then they did the other CT. My brain is fog at the moment.
They did it a regular CT scan. Then they did it with dye. Then they sent me to the neurosurgeon again.
And he did the MRI.
MRI with the dye, and that's where that picture come from. And yeah,
but I mean, it's just been crazy because it's like, what do? You go to the doctor doesn't know, so they send you to another doctor, and this doctor says, I don't know, we go to this doctor, and they go to this test and this test, and all the while they're like, I don't know, we'll give you this medicine, maybe this will work. Somebody, what are you doing? Fix it. But all this time he can't drive. I barely can drive. Our kids, we have to wait on, our kids to take us somewhere or do something, fix it. So,
Be glad you have your kids and not my kids, or you'd definitely be screwed about needing rides somewhere. I'm glad that they help. You know what I mean? I'm glad that they help you when you need it.
the parents of YouTube. Well, yeah, Cody does look at me and go, "Yes, Mom."
Yeah. Well, you know what? I would take that MRI image to that fucking idiot that said it was some repressed memory causing the shaking and go, does this look like a repressed memory to you? You could have killed me if I had listened to you and just gone to therapy instead of insisting on getting scans done. You could have killed me.
You think?
No, he works with the neurosurgeon.
I'd still shove it in his face and say that.
Aw, thank you both. I love you guys. But, like I said, we just do what we gotta, and we try. That's the biggest thing.
I look at it like I'm nobody special, I like to hang out, I like to visit, whatever, I don't sell, I don't resell, I don't buy much of anything anywhere. I just like to hang out and visit, and that's the community. This community is just that great at that, for this community is. And, they were accepting and have been, and, I thank everybody for all that. And it's been a lot of fun. It still is a lot of fun with a lot of it. And, there's a few of them that, know the situation and know that I'm not around much and understand, and it's all good. I float around and hide in my corners, and that's what I do.
Oh, Kristen, and let me guess, you got the noisy house full of the men again because it is Sunday. Bad headache and a house full of noisy men.
My house is silent because my noisy man moved out.
What's up, baby?
Oh, every other week.
What's up? Oh, you ready for that? You have to have grandma fix it.
What? He knows how to do it.
Oh, fuck, dogs are in my way, as usual. Right.
Hey, Raven. How you doing today, dear?
Who?
Raven's treasure chest.
Hi, Raven. I'm not looking at my screen, so I had to stretch my back out. And my dog is at like perfect pillow level, so I'm really comfortable right now.
Yeah.
Turn the mattress.
How are you doing today?
Oh, we got central air, but we got. We'll put that in because it was like.
Okay.
So now that we've got all of that out of the way again, yeah, we were just going over.
Have a good day, Danica, and good luck on your marathon listing. Don't overdo it, though.
You take it easy, Miss Danica.
And Wendy, you're always eating. Well, my son moved out. He was moved. Well, technically, Monday night was the last night he slept here, so his stuff is all still here.
Well,
But
he took his important things as he figures.
yes, he took his life with him. The gaming monitor, the PS4, and his gaming chair are gone, as well as food that he bought. So yeah. And he said he'll know what's going on with the rest of his stuff Tuesday. I don't know why Tuesday, but
Probably Hector's day off.
yeah, hopefully, because I'm going to need him to run up to get my money off my card for the rent. Oh shit, I won't have it. Yeah, he's going to need to go before that. Shit. This could be a problem.
Okay, first. But no, doing pretty good here, Raven. We're just discussing the doctor's issues with Tim, and he's getting ready to have surgery on the 19th of this month. Hopefully have tumors removed.
Irene, he left me the food that I bought to get me through until I get my money so I can pick up food. Well, so my mom can do a grocery pickup. And he left like vegetables and stuff because the only vegetables my son recognizes are French fries. So
yeah, he recognizes a root vegetable, as in the batata.
So yeah, French fries are his go-to. He eats baked potatoes too, but usually it's just French fries. So I've got eggs. I've got 2 things of microwave rice. I've got other rice too, and I have a rice cooker, so if I have to, I can figure out where to put that up and make rice that way. And I've got vegetables, so I'll be fine.
Of course, everyone is going to be coming next week.
And I should be able to get my groceries either, well, probably Wednesday. My phone is supposed to get shut off tomorrow, though. I don't know why. My monthly plan was supposed to go until like the 4th but apparently the fluctuations in the days of the month or whatever caused it to shorten up. So today's the last day of phone service. So in order to let my mom know which day that grocery pickup is on, Tina, I might have to have you call my mom. Otherwise, she's not going to know which day to pick it up or if she got her time slot that she wants. So
will she freak out?
No, I'll let her know today, and I'll give her your number so she knows what number to look for to recognize, so she'll answer it. Because she doesn't answer numbers she doesn't recognize.
Yeah.
So
is she gonna freak out? It's gonna be a number
No.
she won't recognize. especially with a 217 area code.
Yeah, no, I'll let her know today.
She'd be going, who the heck?
Because I'm going to try and set up, because my mom likes to pick the groceries up between 8 and 9 in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
So, but if I can't get that time slot and she shows up there at 8 o'clock and it says, from 9 to 10 and it's not ready, she's going to get mad at me. So it depends on what's available. Hopefully that time slot will be available.
Yeah.
Because I can't pay for it until the 3rd. And then to have it picked up on the 4th, it might not be. Hopefully, because I'll be out of food by then.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a little bit to get me through. That'll be fine.
And there's nothing wrong with, rice and veggies and noodles. But then again, you can't reach the pasta.
Yeah, I can't make the noodles. He did leave the whole box of ramen here. I don't know why. He knows I can't make it. So.
You can make it in the microwave.
Yeah, but I'd still have to transport hot water with one hand. Not happening.
I'm sure you'd figure it out.
Yeah, it's called not making it.
You can do it.
Between the pain in my hands from not having the gabapentin and boiling water, trying to wheel the wheelchair around with one hand, no, not happening. So. Oh, it must be. Like, what was that bell dinging? And then I remembered Blaze is in here gaming now.
Bro, we're playing some World Cup and somebody was just making a sword.
Tim, you can do it. Yes, you can. You'd figure out a way if you absolutely had to. You might have to let things cool down a little bit before you transferred. Or not add quite as much water. Whatever the situation might be. I don't know. Because I know that you can.
Yeah, I have to call about my gabapentin tomorrow. I don't know if they'll do it, but we'll find out.
Yeah, we just say GABA. We know what it is.
Yeah.
You get your cast off on Thursday. Everything's going off on Thursday this week. Willow gets her shot Thursday. Wendy's cleaning out her shed on Thursday. You get your cast off on Thursday. And Gabba do. Right, Papa? Even though it was Yabba Gabba. I thought that was Yo Gabba Gabba. That one came out in the 90s, didn't it?
I don't know.
That's what the kids were watching. Yo Gabba Gabba.
Mine didn't.
Something like that, I think, yeah.
I was too busy trying to get their grandmother to not let them watch Barney, which she continuously did, and they got addicted to it, and I was like, crap. I hated that fucking dinosaur.
It was all around the same time period.
But she wouldn't let them watch Teletubbies. They could watch that ridiculous dinosaur, but they couldn't watch Teletubbies. I'm like, so I countered it and let them watch Teletubbies, and then she got them the little plush, Barney bucket toys. So I got them the plush other toys and sent them over there.
Ah.
If I had to deal with Barney, they had to deal with Teletubbies. That was the way I looked at it.
Flintstones. Watched the Flintstones this morning.
Be
Okay.
careful, Wendy. It's hot.
Blow on it first.
Yabba dabba doo. Yep. I loved the Flintstones when I was a kid. Bam. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, right? What the fuck are twins? Wendy. What the fuck are tweenies?
It's probably some UK show. Tim. A gob is a mouth, Tim. What are you thinking? Naughty Tim.
Well, of course. Yeah. I was not a fan of Barney, but all three girls watched Barney.
I told her, I said, I don't want them watching Barney. They weren't in daycare yet. They were, you know what I mean? And there was, I could regulate what they watched, but no, she let them watch it. And I was like,
Bro.
so one thing that pissed me off about his parents is that I would tell her not to do something and she'd do it anyway. After she terrified my daughter, though, with horror movies when she was a year old, I put my foot down. I said, look, you do this again, you're not seeing the kids anymore. You will be under strict supervision when seeing the children. I mean, she let my daughter Kayla watch Jaws when she was a year old. Kayla wouldn't even get in a bathtub for 6 months. I had to, well, she'd get in the bathtub, but not with water in it. I had to give her showers because she wouldn't sit in the bathtub full of water. Because she was afraid a shark was going to bite her. And then they let her watch Leprechauns, not a cute little cartoony one, but the really scary horror movie one.
Mm-hmm.
And she wouldn't walk past any shrubbery because she was afraid a leprechaun was going to jump out and grab her.
My
I'm
kids
like,
love horror movies when they were little. They'd sit and watch them with me.
I'm like, stop that. But I mean, after the first, after the Jaws incident, they should have known that she was not the kind of girl that liked horror movies. And my son was all for it. Of course, he's always been a little twisted, but my daughter just, no, and I told them, stop it.
No,
And they didn't listen.
Tim.
So, and as soon as I told them they wouldn't be able to see the kids, they were like, we have grandparent rights and da-da-da. I was like, sue me. I'm like, if you're not doing what the parent says, you lose your rights. Hello. I gave birth to that child. My rules are my rules, and you follow them or you don't see the kids. Have a nice day,
Mm-hmm.
So I finally got both kids off the Barney thing when I started letting them watch Land Before Time. Then they each picked a favorite, and they got those plushies, and they just kind of threw the Barney ones away.
Now, my oldest daughter, even though she did watch some Barney, she watched Lamb Chop.
Kayla loved Lamb Chop.
So Lamb Chop, I was fine with that because I liked Lamb Chop. And then the others, my middle one, she liked a show. It was on Nickelodeon. It was called Gullah Gullah Island. We liked it. And the youngest, I can't remember what Jordan liked. Honestly, I mean, because she watched all kinds of stuff.
My son went from Land Before Time to Free Willy to Godzilla, the 1994 one with Matthew Broderick, which everybody hates, and I love that movie.
I still haven't seen it.
To The Fifth Element. Those were his leaps. And he wore out all of those movies. So Mila Jovovich was his girlfriend. I was like, you better not smart mouth her, she'll kick you in the head.
That's right, Wendy. It's the song that never ends. It goes on and on, my friend.
So,
Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was.
and then everybody near them shot themselves in the head.
And then Eureka's Castle, that one was one of the ones that the girls watched. But as far as actual cartoons, oh my gosh. The original Looney Tunes, they loved Looney Tunes. You know, Tom and Jerry. Right?
My daughter liked the Bring It On videos, the cheerleading videos, because when she was little, her cousin was a cheerleader and she was in competition cheerleading. And Kayla really, really wanted to be a cheerleader. And she did eventually become a cheerleader, but she wore out the Bring It On. That and the Spice Girls video. Kayla wore that video out and then we replaced it. And then John so-called accidentally stepped on it because he was tired of hearing it. And so then Kayla accidentally stepped on his Wild Wild West DVD. And I was like, okay, now you're both replacing each other's movies right now. I was like, I'm tired of this crap.
Okay, Papa.
Bye, Papa.
Take care, honey.
So I made them replace each other's movies. I was like, what are you people, 5 years old? I'm like, and why is your shit on the floor? So, yeah.
But, you know, like I said, the kids, they loved, you know, the classic cartoons, you know, Tom and Jerry. And
I didn't have cable. I didn't have cable or regular TV or anything, so everything came from, well, at the time when they were little, VHS, and then later DVDs.
No. All the time that my kids were little, we had cable. It was a must.
It didn't matter if it was a must for me. I couldn't afford it, so we didn't have it.
We had it. Even if we pirated it from somebody else, you know, jumper cabled. Mm-hmm. We had it one way or another. We had the cable TV.
What was that island? Something island. Do or go.
I already said Gullah Gullah Island. Yeah, see, Wendy, so far, I don't know anything from over there that you've said. So far. There are some from over there that I know, but so far you haven't hit any.
No need to be sorry.
I'm sorry, honey. But I'm sure if you ever say them, I'll recognize the names.
Yeah, Wendy, you smeghead.
Because mean, I used to watch. We used to do. The kids loved to watch Babar. And
No.
Yeah, I can't stand Red Dwarf. That's what Smeghead is from. And I hated that series. John made me watch it. He was like, it gets better. And I'm like, it did not get better. But he goes, just watch the series with me. Yeah, I didn't realize it was like, what, 8, 9 seasons long? I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm not sitting through all of these. He goes, yeah, you are. You promised. I'm like, shit. And I had to sit through all of them. And every one of them sucked. I was like, this is not funny. he's in his chair laughing his ass off, and I'm just sitting here like, is it over yet? You know, I'm like, ugh.
Is it over yet?
However, I love Torchwood.
Torchwood was good.
I like Torchwood. I love John Barrowman. So,
Of course, I also liked, what was that, Warehouse 13?
I don't think I ever watched that one. There was another show that I watched too, but I don't think it was British though. But it was Primeval.
Yes.
Mine watched a lot of Disney too. Yeah, I think it's called Primeval, and it's basically there are like these time doors that open up in different centuries and places and stuff, and like dinosaurs come through into our world, and this group of people go and they catch them or send them back or whatever, and it's kind of interesting. I liked it.
I watched Doctor Who.
You know, I think I've watched one show for Doctor Who. Although John was a Whovian, so I know a lot about the whole premise and all of that from him.
Mm-hmm.
That, and he was a big fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is why every time someone says, I have a question, I'm like, 42.
42.
Yeah. I won my Eeyores with that as my number pick for Jimmy's giveaway. Yeah, I've been to Disney World, but I was 13 at the time, and my dad didn't want to do anything while we were there. I'm like, why did we even come here?
Right?
But we got to walk around. The only ride he would go on was the one in Epcot Center, which was a train with Figment. I used to have a Figment keychain. I don't know whatever happened to it. He probably sold that at the yard sale too. But I know we went to Busch Gardens. I had tons of pictures from Busch Gardens because it's all animals, and I had, I don't know, at least 24 pictures of their white tigers, and they were all gone. I don't know what happened to all my photos when I was a kid. So.
No, I don't have a tattoo of Eeyore. I have a snake and a fairy and a wall and birds and tree and all kinds of other stuff, but no, not Eeyore. I did think about that though, but I figured, I'll pass on that one because Eeyore is my favorite Disney character of all time. Always has been. Because he fits my personality and my persona.
I have my triple moon with my pentacle. I have my heart, my tribal heart that I designed with my son's name in Draconian in it. I have my heart with my tribal that got all fucked up. I have my zodiac on the back of my neck, and I have my crescent with the K in it that I designed and I tattooed myself. And then I have a big purple dot. That has been 3 different things until it became the big purple dot. So I kept reworking it until there was nothing else to do with it. And so, yeah, it's a big purple dot. Talon used to go purple dot and push it all the time when he was little. It was funny. Oh, that's cute, Wendy.
was it? I had
Oh, and I have my heart with the kids' names on it.
I have
On my boob.
art pieces. I don't play when I get ink.
Nice. My daughter, Kayla, my middle child, has a tattoo on her foot. It's a flower. And I have the heart with the wings. The wings are upright on my chest that have the 3 kids' names in it.
No ink on my feet.
I'm just glad that my surgeon was able to save my triple moon, because that was the first tattoo John ever gave me, and I was going to cry, especially when he died. If I had lost that tattoo, I would have been very upset. So, yeah, he was giving me a tattoo while I was chatting in an AOL chat room. It was interesting. I'm like, ow, 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 ow. Everybody's like, what are you doing? I'm like, getting a tattoo. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, oh, yes, I am.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah. My daughter, Kayla, got my mom's signature tattooed on her arm.
No.
Like, because she brought one of the cards that my mom sends her for birthdays and stuff. And it says, love always, Grandma, Grammy. And she had that exact signature put on the inside of her arm. With a little bit of scroll work around it. But my daughters call me their incubator, so I don't see a mother-daughter tattoo happening at any point in time. The dog moves. She's too close now.
Right now, myself and any of my daughters, we can't afford any ink therapy. Never too old to get ink.
Well, technically you can be, because it's harder to tattoo older skin, but yeah, my son's like that with me now too. Although he's still helping me, so that's...
The only, other than my ears, the only other piercing I ever had was in my nose, and I discovered that I touched my face way too much. So I took it out.
I've had my tongue pierced twice, but with broken teeth, metal in your mouth is not a good idea. And I have my right nipple pierced. And then I have 2 holes in one ear, and, well, technically 3 holes, because I have the cartilage up here done, and then 2 holes in the lobe, and then 1 hole on this side.
I got piercing done down there because when you go to a cosmetology school, they teach you how to do piercing.
Yeah, it's been about a year since I talked to my oldest daughter, and 5 or 6 years for my younger daughter. And my son, he doesn't speak directly to me. I mean, he actually spoke a few words to me yesterday. It's the first time in a week, and he was living here, so he's just
at you, not to you.
Yeah, he's got a lot of resentment for.
And he texts.
Yeah, he messages me sometimes when he's in the house, which is actually better, because then I can't hear his bad attitude. But it was just more than what he had expected when he moved back in here, because my best friend's wife was still living here when my son moved in to help out, and he figured he'd be helping financially and with like lifting things and moving things around and whatever. And then she got a new boyfriend and moved out 3 months later. not even, it was more like 2 months later. 2 months after her husband died, she shacked up with some guy. And so all of a sudden he had more responsibilities to help me, and he was not prepared to be a caregiver or to help in that situation. And he started building up resentments, and he's still holding on to them, which is why he moved out.
Ouch, Irene.
Yeah, my daughter, my middle child's basically said the same thing, and my older daughter told me I was toxic and shouldn't be around people. So, at least she didn't stop me from communicating with my grandkids this time, though. I've lost years and years with my grandkids because of my oldest daughter's attitude. If she doesn't get her way, she takes kids away. So. My son and I used to be really close. So. But he's still coming back and helping with the dogs, and he said he'd still help with rent. I'm hoping once I can start making my jewelry, and his dog is still going to be here. That would be her. I'm hoping once I can, if my jewelry sells decent enough, that I won't need to, need as much from him. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, my grandkids for the longest time, because they were 3 and 4 when she stopped letting me see them, and then I didn't see them for like 7 years. So they were kind of like, "Who are you, lady?" You know what I mean? So it took a while for them to loosen back up and know who I was again. And they lived with my mother though, but I couldn't even go to my mother's house because my daughter lived there, and she wouldn't let me be in the same house with them living. It was crazy. It was a mess. So. And my mom allowed it because she was afraid she'd move out and take the grandkids with her and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, where's she going to go and with what? She got no money. She's living off of you. But I mean, I'm proud of her though. I mean, my daughter's going back to school to be a vet tech, and she's doing really well. She's already got a degree in teaching, and now she's going back to get her degree for being a vet tech. And so far she's doing really, really well. Plus she's working at the animal shelter here in town. So.
So I'm going to assume that your son and your daughter don't speak either, so therefore your grandchildren don't know about each other? Your grandsons and your granddaughters?
Awkward silence.
Yeah, well, my brain is trying to compute this because that's awful to have, cousins and then but not be able to, but not be with them.
Yeah.
And not grow up together.
My cousins didn't want anything to do with me. I was too little, and I was a girl.
Boop. Ah.
And all 6 of my cousins were boys. So.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
I figured this was a little easier to try to explain. My oldest grandson is from my son. His ex-wife has full custody. He gave up his right, so I get to see him all the time. My daughter has a son who's 5. I get him every Friday, and he FaceTimes me all week long. Sorry, I'm laying down in bed. And then my granddaughters, they don't know me at all. And they're with my son, and they moved to South Carolina.
What part of South Carolina?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh.
I have no clue.
I'm like, because that's where I am, is South Carolina.
All right, that's better. Yeah, he moved there. I don't even know how long, a couple of years now. He talks to my husband, but he doesn't call me. He got in trouble and tried to call, and I answered the phone, and I said, "Dead people don't answer the phone," and I hung up. Got to learn a lesson. But what I wanted to come on for was to show you, ladies, some of my crafts that I was talking about. The craft supplies, not crafts itself. Let me get out of my fat butt out of bed. This is one of my bulbs right here, Cody. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, pretty.
That's one. I give them away every year. I don't keep them.
Yeah.
I don't keep anything I make, anything. But right now I'm in a cast, so I can't really do much of anything. But if you look, this wall, that's just supplies. The whole wall.
Good grief.
And then I have a closet full. It's just supplies. Things that I'll never get to in my lifetime.
Wendy says your hair is beautiful, Irene.
Oh, thank you very much, Wendy. I appreciate it. Right now it's a mess. Like I said, it's Sunday. I've been in my room laying in bed doing nothing but watching TV all day.
I don't blame you.
Well, that was short and sweet.
Yep.
Bye, Irene.
Pop up for a few minutes.
I'm still new to this thing. But anyway, yeah, so I don't care anymore. I've come to terms with it. I'm okay with it now. You know, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
I'm
mean,
funny the living crap out of my grandson, so
Yeah.
I'm allowed communication with my granddaughter and my grandson. They're 14 and 16 years old now. They just had birthdays in June and July. But the problem is that my daughter said that if I say anything to upset them, that I won't be able to have communication anymore. And given that they're both teenagers and my granddaughter is the 14-year-old, we all know how emotional 14-year-olds can be. I'm afraid to say anything directly to them. So all of my messages go through my mom.
that sucks, though, you know, that your
because
kids have control over your grandchildren. You know what I mean? That really sucks.
Yep.
My granddaughters, when they left, were 3 and 4. I think I've met them their whole lives in 3 and 4 years, probably 3 times.
Yeah.
They have no clue who I am.
I mean, I used to babysit my grandkids when they were little, you know.
Oh, I did my grandsons. I had my youngest, he's 5. He'll be 6 September. I had him from birth right up until he was 3, and then they put him into daycare because it was just, I have a lot of medical issues also, so it was getting really hard on me to take care of him. So,
Yeah.
But for the first 3 years of his life, he was with his Mimi.
When my granddaughter was about 3 years old, I wouldn't answer a question that my daughter wanted me to answer, and it was none of her business, first of all. And so I was like, I'm not answering that. And then she was like, swearing your grandchildren's lives. Then I was like, look, I don't do that.
Right.
Life force for me is a very important thing, you know. I'm like, no, I'm not answering that question. So she wouldn't. I didn't get to see my grandkids for 7 years because I wouldn't answer a question.
See, that's bull crap. That's
So I'm like, and
No.
because she lived at my mom's house, and she told my mother that if my mother let me come over there when the kids were there, that she would take the kids and leave. My mother would never see them again. My mother wouldn't let me come to her house. So
My ex-daughter-in-law was like that. She thought I was letting my son come here when my grandson was here. And he gave up his parental rights. He went to court and just signed him over like it was a piece of trash. So for 6 months, I didn't get to see him. And now I'm very attached to my grandsons.
yeah.
And I cried every single night for 6 months when she finally said, okay, I believe you. And now I get to see him whenever I want. So I just actually had him for a week and a half. He just went home Tuesday, last Tuesday. So, and then the 5-year-old I get faithfully every Friday. He'll call me Thursday night to FaceTime. Mimi, I'm coming over tomorrow, right? Yep. So he knows. So yeah, It's hard. I get it.
Yeah.
It sucks. It
It
really
does.
sucks. But then you, at some point, you just have to say, you know what? They're going to get older and they're going to get curious. And when they do,
Yeah.
they're going to come looking for you. And that's when I'm going to tell them the true story.
Well, my daughter got mad at my son because apparently my granddaughter needed to talk. She
Right.
doesn't. I mean, she has like her best friend that she can talk to, but she
Right.
kind of wanted an older person's advice that would keep her confidence. And of course, my daughter has her password to her Facebook, so my daughter was reading the messages and got mad at my son for not telling Mercedes to just sit down, shut up, and do what your mother tells you to do. I mean, he did tell her that she did need to try harder in school because education was really important. He struggled really hard.
Yep.
Because he dropped out and then had to get his GED and he had a hard time. So he told her that it's really important to keep trying in school and do the best you can and all that. So he was being positive and he just gave her somebody to listen. And my daughter flipped out and doesn't want him communicating with her at all. So he got pissed.
That's her uncle. She just wanted to share her feelings or whatever. I understand. I get it. It sucks, but
Mercedes is absolutely beautiful. I've shown Tina pictures of her, and the girl is gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous, but she's really, really tall. She's like 5'7", and she's only 14.
Wow.
So she gets made fun of in school for being too tall.
Oh, see, that's ridiculous.
I'm like, I got made fun of for being fat, and she's gorgeous. She could be a runway model already, and she's getting made fun of. I'm like, that's ridiculous. So she has really serious self-esteem issues. And, she was doing gymnastics, which was giving her confidence, and she was doing really well. They actually tried to, they recruited her for the competition team because she was just doing the recreation gymnastics.
Yep.
And I guess some of the coaches were watching her, and they recruited her to be on the competition gymnastic team. And she actually had someone who sponsored her and paid the like $150 a year for her to be on the team.
That's
and she was doing really well. And then COVID hit. So they couldn't do that anymore.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. So
my daughter and I are very close. We're very close. She tells me all the time, Mom, it's really hard to raise a parent these days,
Yeah.
So the what is it called? The responsibility, I guess, has switched. She thinks she needs to take care of me because of my disabilities.
My son refuses to help with anything. He would get resentful if I asked him to grab me a bottle of water. I'd get huffing and puffing and,
I've had my daughter come in the bathroom and help me take a shower because some days I just can't put my hands up. You know what I mean? She's not living with me anymore. She's married. She has her son. But I need her. She's here. She only lives 10 minutes down the street.
Yeah.
I need her. She's here.
Well, my son lived in the house with me, but if I asked him for anything outside of putting the dogs out, getting the animals water, and even then he huffed and puffed for bringing water in my room for them, or making my one meal a day that he would make. If I asked him for anything other than that, it was like I asked him to give up a lung. The resentment is just huge, and we were never like that before. So it kind of broke my heart. Some of the stuff that has been coming out of his mouth this past year has been very hurtful. And I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Where do you come from? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, some of the things that boy has said to his mother has been awful.
Oh, I've been down that road, honey. Believe me, my son.
If
he sold every piece of jewelry I owned and hawked it.
Yeah,
everything I owned, he hawked. My own.
Well, my son turned around. He was out of work for 4 months, and the first 2 months, the first month he had rent. The second month he had most of rent. I had to put in for that, and then the last 2 months he didn't have any of it, so I had to pay it all. If it wasn't for my YouTube angels and my mom, we would not have had any food because the rent was coming to almost to over $800, and I only get $814. So my mom actually had to give me $25 for rent last month, or I wouldn't have made rent. And he turned around, and when I asked him, if he was going to start paying me back for his expenses that I paid for, rent and utilities, he told me that was ridiculous, and he shouldn't have to pay me back because we're family,
Okay,
And-
then why wasn't he there to help you without huffing and cuffing?
And I should, that he gave up his freedom. He had a good life going. He gave up what he was doing in order to come help me, and then I'm unappreciative. And I'm like, what? And then I never tried to better myself, that I've never tried to improve my life. I'm like, yes, because I had children, but I'm not going to get a lecture about improving myself from someone who's 27 years old, works part-time at Wendy's. Okay.
Amen.
Do not even try it. So, and then this month he said he would give me, because he's when he started working again, of course, he has more laundry to do. He takes more showers, whatever. So he's using more of the utilities. So the bills went up. So he said he would give me the whole amount for rent, and I would just have to pay utilities, which is fine. I should have been able to save some money doing that. Except he shorted me $25. And when I let him know, he was like, "Oh, oops, my bad." I'm like, "So you're gonna put that back in, right?" And he goes, "I don't have any money left." I said, "Not now, but like your next paycheck." And he's like, "I knew never," and he started bitching. So he doesn't expect to have to give it to me when he told me he was going to give it to me in the first place. I'm like, what? So, but I'm money grubbing. That's what he told me. I want money for nothing. I'm like,
No.
okay. The amount of help he gives me is not worth $1,000. So
I help my daughter if she needs it, but she has never asked me for money.
I mean, I've had to ask my mom. I haven't, up until the last 4 months, I haven't had to ask her for anything in years because, I just barely skim by.
You need someone to fall back on and lean on. And if she's going to helping.
I mean, I don't want to depend on my son for help with rent, although he said he's still going to help with rent and utilities, like his monthly expenses that he would pay here if he were living here. Otherwise, I'm homeless. I can't do it on my own.
Right.
And so he said he would still help with money, and he'll still put the dogs out for me. Whereas with missing part of a leg and without using my prosthetic yet, I can't do it.
Right.
It's very dangerous, especially since there are 3 dogs in this house right now. There's just no way. So I do appreciate that, but his attitude needs to go, and hopefully I'll get to the point once I start doing my metalsmithing again, I'll get to the point where it's selling well and I won't need to ask him I won't need to ask, get money from him, or at least I won't need the full amount.
Right.
So.
Well, ladies, I appreciate you letting me come up on your panel. I appreciate that a lot.
Not a problem. It was
just easier than to try to text all that into one message.
It is. But yeah, I always put the link up in there and try to always pin it.
Well, I appreciate it.
Anytime.
You got to watch The Wheel of Pain. I'm telling you, you're going to crack your butt off. It is hilarious.
Watch that one.
I almost punched my brother when he ripped my lip hair off.
Oh, no.
I've been growing my hair for a couple weeks. On vacation, I couldn't shave.
Yeah.
So it was the wax. We were waxing each other. Yeah, payback's a bitch, and I got him.
No.
Yeah.
Tim, only if we can't find a bathroom.
Huh?
Tim and Wendy are telling stupid jokes in the chat, and Tim said, "Do bears poo in the woods?" I said, "Only if we can't find a bathroom."
Well, Tim, good luck on your surgery. I'll be praying for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, I had just typed into the
Chat.
that I think that I'm going to go ahead and close out the stream. And everybody have a good day. And I will talk to you all later.
You guys too. Thank you again for letting me join.
You're
No
quite
problem.
Appreciate it.
Anytime, Irene. Anytime.
I appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody.
Yep.
Bye,
I saw
y'all.
that, Wendy.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.